Hi friends, welcome to my channel. Thanks so much for stopping by. Today I'm going to be showing you a fairly simple recipe. Today we're just going to be making zoodles with a basil pesto sauce. I know this one isn't as extravagant as the one I just did on my last video with the paleo pizza, but this is still like a fun and creative way to eat paleo and eat your veggies. So there's no particular recipe for this. It's just pretty much making the zucchinis in a fun little shape and then adding your sauce of choice to it. For the basil pesto, I've already got that made. If you've seen my video on the paleo pizza, you will know exactly how we made that basil pesto. If you don't want to check it out or just want the instructions to it, don't want to see how I do it, totally fine. I'm going to link that in the description down below for you. So let's get started. The first thing we're going to do, you're going to want to grab 2 to 3 zucchinis, just depending on how many zoodles you want to make. I've got 2 in my fridge, so I'm just going to stick with 2. And you should get a cutting board for this, but I know I'm just going to do a quick little chop on the ends here, so you're going to want to chop the ends off. 1, 2. Try not to cut your table as you do this because your boyfriend might be mad at you if you do this. Awesome, so we've got our ends cut on our zucchini. You're gonna take your spiralizer here. Like, I had one that was like very big and bulky. I got it from Aldi's, I think, that you just kind of fed the vegetable of choice through and had this crank. And anyways, that was super complicated. So something that's just small and compact like this, I recommend personally. Stick it in. Put the thing on top and you're just gonna kind of spin it around. And eventually we're gonna have zoodles. Fun times. It might also help if you just do it by hand. Honestly, that'll make it go a little bit faster, and then you can use that at the very end to get the final bits out. You will probably end up with spherical pieces that look kind of like this. You're going to want to discard these. On to the next one. So we stick the zook in, go to town. And I didn't show it in the video, but of course, you want to make sure to wash your produce always. Always, always. These zucchinis have been washed, so no E. coli in this household. Here's my bowl. Just go ahead and throw all this in the bowl. Oh my god, I actually did not anticipate this being as large. So, guess who's gonna have leftovers? Maybe I won't have to cook dinner tonight then. Maybe I can just eat this. So 2 zucchinis equals about this much zoodles. I would say it's at least 2 servings, probably each person gets a zucchini. So next, you're going to want to get your skillet, put it on medium high on your stove top, and add a little bit of garlic to it. Skillet, let's go. Alright, so we've got our skillet, we're just going to add some garlic to it. Do as much garlic as your heart desires. I'm just going to throw a little bit on it. Dang, I really shut this tight. It's like about this much, should be good. You're just gonna kind of let that do its thing. You do your oil of choice. I'm personally gonna be doing avocado oil. Just a little bit. So like, can't really see. Probably like a tablespoon of oil. We're just gonna kind of crush up the garlic a little bit. The garlic is optional. What this is going to do is it's going to add a sort of aroma to your zoodles. So once you hear it sizzling a little bit, just give it like another 30 seconds or so, and then we're gonna add the zoodles in. Alright, let's add these bad boys. In the zoodles go. And then what we're also going to do is I've got my container of basil pesto right here. We're just going to mix it around a bit so it looks like the oil has settled on the top. So I'm just going to mix it. Get everything mixed up. Barbecue. And then I'm just going to pour some on top of my zoodles. I would say start off with a cup. I'm personally just eyeballing it, but I think just start off with a cup of pesto, and then if you want to add more, then by all means do. I'm going to add a little bit more. Let's see how that looks. So you're just going to kind of mix this around and have the zoodles frying on the pan for about 5 minutes. I'm just going to dump my pesto. Why not? It's for a good cause. And you'll notice that the zoodles themselves have shrunk a little bit. It's still probably going to be at least 2 servings. Count on like a zucchini per person, but it's not quite as gargantuous as it once was, which honestly, thank God, because that was about to be a lot of zucchini pasta. So it's one of those things that you want to stir occasionally just to make sure nothing's getting like overcooked. But for the most part, you can just kind of let it chill, do its thing. Alright, so our zoodles are done cooking. So they look something like that. So we're just going to add some to our bowl. Ooh, look at all them zoodles. There we go. Gonna add a little bit more. Just a smidgen more. Let's clean off the side a little bit. Gotta taste it. And then we're just gonna top this with a little bit of salt and pepper. Which is, of course, totally optional. Voila, you have basil pesto zoodles. So I'm just gonna grab a fork and let's chat. Alright, so let's try our zoodles. Let's see how this turned out. Honestly, wow, that's super good. Like, of course, the sauce is what's gonna make or break your dish, but man, that's baller. I might have to go get another helping of this because that's so good. So good. And this was so easy to make. I think it took me like 10 minutes maybe to make this. It'll probably take you like another 15 minutes if you need to make the pesto while you're making this, but super great meal. If you're just looking for something quick and easy to do, that will also give you, you know, nutrients, like good healthy food. I will say, I didn't add protein to this personally, but if you wanted to add your own protein, I think chicken or maybe even shrimp would go amazing with this. The only reason why I didn't is just because I don't have any meat de-thawed right now, and that's just like a whole other thing. Like I said, I just wanted a quick, easy lunch because today I've been cleaning my house and taking care of business, so I just wanted something that would be simple enough to do, and sure enough, this was very simple and very delicious, so. But yeah, so I've been trying to take care of different errands and stuff. Been doing a lot of cooking. I've been trying to clean the house because I've been laid off for a second time from my job. Recently, I think I mentioned that in the past video, but now I'm at home, so it's like I have time to do stuff around my house that I really needed to get done. Oh my god. So, it's nice just being able to catch up and do things that I've been seeing need to get done, but just like working 8 hours a day and then coming home, you're like, meh, I don't want to do anything. So it is, it's so weird how this pandemic, like, obviously it's terrible, but in a lot of ways, it's kind of been like a blessing in disguise. Like, so for example, at the beginning of the year, it's just like, I was working minimum 60 hours a week with hardly anything to show for it. You know, I barely had any savings. I was living like paycheck to paycheck to just try and pay my bills. Student loans are a bummer, y'all. And so when this pandemic happened the first time, you know, I was so freaked out, like being unemployed, because I'm just like, oh my god, what am I gonna do? I have all these bills, da 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 da. And it's just like, I've gone through the whole thing the first time, like knowing how to do unemployment, knowing that, okay, like the bonus isn't here right now, but knowing that the government is kind of trying to help, not really, but kind of, they've made their efforts. But essentially just knowing that I'm gonna be okay. Like, I've been job hunting, of course, but I feel a lot more secure now because I've, you know, been able to get some of the $600 bonus. I did get a pay raise when I went back and then got unemployed again. And then I don't have as many bills to pay this time. So it's like I have a little bit of security now, which is why I'm not as freaked out about being unemployed again. So this year has been so weird because if someone said to me, you're going to be entering a pandemic and your year is not going to go at all how you thought it would, like, I don't know, I just would not expect to kind of like prosper and be my best self during a pandemic. Like, and of course I'm still striving to always be better than the person I was the day before. So I'm not saying I've reached like ultimate nirvana or anything, but I've got more financial security. I mean, kind of not now because I'm unemployed again, but knowing that I'm gonna find a job again. I've got more financial security. I'm healthier than I was, for sure. I'm not relying on having to eat out all the time. I'm eating healthier food. I'm eating like a lot more produce and meats that are good for you and less sugars and fats and stuff. I'm exercising more. I'm able to focus on creative endeavors a little bit more, you know, like a little bit with my photography, but also like finally starting a YouTube channel, which is something I've wanted to do for a long time now, but I've never really known like what I should make videos about. So being able to give this a shot is really nice. Obviously it sucks that I haven't seen like my friends or family in almost a year, and I'm probably not going to see them at all this year. I'm probably going to have to wait till 2021 because they're all in states that cannot enter Chicago. Sorry, my cat is like he's doing things, he's doing a thing. So like that sucks, but in a way this pandemic has been something necessary for me. It's allowed me to just kind of pause, take a breath, figure out what I want and figure out how to get what I want, and really just evaluate a lot of things in my life. And I wish that it didn't have to happen this way. You know, I wish that so many people weren't unemployed, and I wish that so many people didn't get infected with this disease, and I wish that so many people didn't die from this disease. Like, that is truly awful. But it's kind of a blessing because it really has shown a lot of people's true colors. And I think a lot of people would agree with me about, you know, just being able to pause and be like, okay, like, what do I want? Where do I go from here? So just kind of like take a second to breathe. So yeah, I don't know. That's just some of the weird things about this pandemic. A little bit of salsa much, I think, yeah, going back to like people's true colors, I think it's so interesting going to the neighborhoods here in Chicago and seeing how the people are. Okay, so I work in Old Town for my part-time restaurant job. I work in Old Town, and whenever I do go to work, I always am just like, this is it. This is the day that I'm gonna get COVID. Because nobody there is wearing a mask. Everyone is staying like large groups very close to each other, no masks. Whereas I go to, I'm trying to think of another, like a less wealthier neighborhood. Let's just say Logan Square, for example. Okay, like, one, I don't see as many people out. But if I do, I would say at least half of them are wearing a mask, which I mean, like, most of them should be wearing a mask, but it's definitely, at least some people are trying. It's just, I don't know, I just think it's very telling which people do and don't care about their community. I think a lot of people in these wealthier neighborhoods believe that they're almost immune to this because if something happens, they have the money to be able to take care of it. Or maybe they're of the mindset like, oh, like bad things don't happen to me. This won't happen to me. I'm young and healthy. Everything's totally fine. Like, I think a lot of people, when it comes to masks, are very centered about focusing on them and their, like, what works for them, which, I mean, you should. Like, of course you have to take care of yourself first, but the thing that gets me is that people just, like, do not stop and think about others anymore. It's really disheartening. Can you stop? No, stop cuddling the tripod. My cats, I swear, what am I gonna do with them? And then also seeing, like, on my own Facebook feed, like, for the most part, most of my friends are just like, yeah, duh, wear a mask. It's very telling, the ones who are just like, think it's like a government conspiracy or something. I'm just like, oh my god. Like, I get it. I don't trust our government either. Like, y'all just ain't been doing it. But, I promise you, you're probably not, like, interesting or threatening enough for the government to put a chip in your mask to try and find out information about you. I'm sorry. I truly, like, you are special to me. I love you, but the government does not care. They really do not. What are some other weird things? It's especially weird getting catcalled now. Because I'm just like, you can't even see half of my face. And, I get it. Most of the time when people catcall, they're kind of focusing on your body and not your face, really. So, like, whatever. But it's just especially weird because I want to turn around and be like, we're in a pandemic. What are you doing? But I know that people who catcall typically have, like, have a very low brain cell count anyways, so what are you gonna do? gonna roll my eyes and walk around, but I'm just like, man, the nerve of some people. I aspire to have the confidence of someone who is cool with catcalling women during a pandemic. Like, I aspire to have that level of confidence. Not the ignorance, but just the amount of confidence that one must have. Truly, it's just something else. Yeah, I think I'm gonna stop talking about the pandemic now because we've all just been living in this world for much too long. So thank you so much for checking out my Zoodles recipe video. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe. I will be posting videos about how to make your own paleo recipes once a week. Date pending because I'm still new to this, but just know it's gonna be once a week, roughly. So until my next video, I hope you stay safe and well, and I will see you the next time. Bye!